السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته إن الحمد لله نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the universe, and peace and blessing of Allah be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and all those who follow his path. As you know, my brothers and sisters, this is our live show, and inshallah it's a good news that with the tawfiq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the month of Ramadan, I will be coming every day, inshallah, for half an hour, not for 1 hour, or could be less than that, but it will be for every short period. And it will be normally half an hour before the iftari. And then I will be taking only the questions that if people have got any serious questions to be discussed. And then inshallah I will start with one ayah of the Quran, and inshallah I will do the translation of that if somebody is not asking any question. But then inshallah immediately before the iftari there will be a reminder in English, a short reminder for the Muslims, alhamdulillah, just to help them with their iman. So that will be every day inshallah before iftari. And at the same time there will be at 12 p.m., which is at the afternoon time, there will be a same reminder in Urdu for our Urdu audience, and especially those people who are at home, they can watch that. Alhamdulillah. So this will be our show every Friday, every day, Ramadan. Every day I will be coming for half an hour live show, and there will be a reminder. So these things will be very common. But this is our show, as you know that, mashallah. Jazakumullah khair for coming and joining me. So please also help yourself by texting the people, brothers and sisters, that they can join me. And because now the Ramadan is going to start very soon, so they can, alhamdulillah, join us here. And if they have got any questions, they can ask in English or Urdu or Arabic, whatever the language that is easy for them. And alhamdulillah, as you know that how to start the Ramadan, it is very important that we should have the complete knowledge of Ramadan before we start fasting. Because the first thing is that the intention should be there, and then the etiquette of a Muslim, what is the best time of eating the suhoor, which is just a meal before, short meal before the dawn, and also praying all 5 daily prayers, if possible, on time. This is must, that you can't change the time. But if possible, you can, inshallah, pray in the Jama'ah if you are praying if you are working in the office, and if you have Muslims together, then alhamdulillah you can pray with them. If not, and you are in your own town and you have a masjid around you, then pray in the masjid. And if you are even at the time when you are at home, then at least pray the congregation prayer with your wife or with your children, with your brothers and sisters. So that, alhamdulillah, you get more reward, because you get more reward when you are praying with 2 people instead of 1. And the more you have in the congregation, the more reward you get. So this is generally the routine that you have to develop, inshallah. And also the etiquette that you have to maintain while you are praying, you're fasting, is so important that, alhamdulillah, it's so important that, you have to be very, very sincere and honest with regards to your eyes, your mouth, your thinking, and your actions. And also this is sometimes people, they ask very silly questions. They are saying, Sheikh Sahab, while I'm working, certain things are not permissible for me. Like, for example, a person is saying, I'm working in the bank and I'm dealing with the interest. Is my fast is valid or not? See, it won't affect your fast. But the thing is that the first question should be, is your job is halal or not? So that should be the first question. But people, they normally bring their issues related to the fast. So somebody is saying that, is shisha halal for people fasting? So many, silly questions. Shisha is not halal even when you are not fasting. So how can that be halal when you are fasting, especially? So my brothers and sisters, these are very serious issues that you have to remember, that it's not the abstaining from food and drink, it's also abstaining from bad thinkings, bad speech, bad behavior. All these are the objectives of the fasting. Alhamdulillah, when we are fasting, we are fasting for the sake of Allah, which shows that alhamdulillah, Allah is watching us, Allah is seeing us. So everything that we do in this life, Allah is watching us, whether it is in the month of Ramadan, whether it is any other month, whether you are in public, whether you are in private, Allah is watching us. So my brothers and sisters, this is a very important reminder. So remember that when you people are talking the issues related to the Ramadan, try your best, my brothers and sisters, that there is no excuse for those Muslims who are saying that I cannot fast because there are so many fitna around me and this and that. This is an excuse where people are generally making, and they don't want to, actually they don't fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are people, subhanallah, recently I came to know some of the stories of some brothers that they were doing open haram. They were fallen into open haram, subhanallah. And they were so much into haram that sometimes their family members would tell them, don't do this is haram, and you should be scared of Allah. And the person was not at all doing, taking care of that. He was heedless about that nasiha. Finally, what happened? A person got some problem and got ill. And due to that reason, he thought that, subhanallah, he'll get himself checked. And when this person, this is not one case, I'm telling you I got many cases, but the stories were quite similar. When this person went to the doctor has given him the information which this person could never ever think. This person could never ever think that this kind of a problem can ever come to him. And that problem was one of the results, one of the causes of what he was in haram. Now, this person, instead of again going back to Allah's deen and rectifying his mistake and trying to look for a proper solution, he started hating Allah more, saying if this, some brothers or family members told this person that, look, this is from Allah. Allah is putting you to test. Before Allah's punishment come, repent to Allah. And this person said, I don't believe in Allah if this is what Allah has given to me. So, my brothers and sisters, we have to be very, very careful. There's a hadith in one of the 40 hadith of Imam Nawawi, one of the collections in that. He says, if the whole world get together and deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all human and all jinn get together and they reject Allah, it won't harm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any way. And if the whole world get together amongst the jinn and Muslim, and they all become Muslim, still it will not add anything to Allah's kingdom. So our Islam is for ourselves. Our belief is for ourselves. If you think that praying and fasting and doing something good, and then you are mentioning those favors that you are doing favors upon Allah and Allah's deen, no. Allah's deen is not in our need. We need Allah's deen. We need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my brothers and sisters, subhanallah, it seems to be like people are very busy, Allahu alam, or those who are watching me, they have not forwarded the message to the other brothers and sisters. Please do put send the messages through Facebook or the WhatsApp or whatever you have. Send that to the people, because this is our live show, and you can put your questions either by calling on the number that is the number that is given on the screen, or you can text me through that number that is given on the screen. It is 00447593229380, and if it is local, 07593229380. Also, my brothers and sisters, this is on the left side of me. You can see that there is a chat box, and you can type your questions. Yes, brother. A group of Muslims claim that their sheikh will answer Munkar and Nakir in the grave instead of the buried person. What is the Islamic ruling, ya sheikh? The question itself is wrong. You know, brother, the Nafrititi, if you read that, the person who is saying that the Munkar and Nakir, where the sheikh will answer them. Now, for the first question is sheikh buried with him? Because the Munkar and Nakir will be asking in the grave. So you think that the sheikh and the person who died, they both are in the grave? And the sheikh will give answer to the Munkar and Nakir? No. Or some people, I know some people also think that the sheikh will be standing outside the grave and sheikh will see the angels coming down, going into the grave, and he will stand at the mouth of the grave and he will give the answer. Now, let's see which sheikh is that and how many students of his were been buried and how many of them were been answered on behalf of them, answered by the sheikh, and who has recorded that. It is totally impossible because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, every Muslim hadith in Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that every person has got three friends in this life: his relatives, his wealth, and his deeds. And when a person dies, two friends remain outside, and only one friend goes with him. The wealth remains with him outside, because the wealth can maximum the wealth can bring, the coffin, which is called the shroud, and maybe better grave for him. The relatives maybe, do the proper burial for the person. But no beloved wife, no beloved husband, no beloved children, no beloved friend, no beloved relatives would say, this beloved person is dying, so let me be buried with this my person. Nobody would say. So the person going into the grave by himself or herself alone. Then at the same time, this person, when he goes, only deeds will go with him. So if the deeds were good, it will be good for him. If the deeds were bad, it won't benefit him there. So there is no concept of sheikh. There is no concept of sheikh. If this sheikh is claiming that he can answer the Munkar and Nakir, did anybody amongst his sheikh help something like that? So many stupid questions, these people raise. And this is nothing. Recently, a brother sent me a video in Arabic. Alhamdulillah. Recently, a brother sent me a video in Arabic, and that video was about somebody is giving, advertising the number on the screen or live screen or Facebook or somewhere, and the people will call them, and they will provide them a ticket for the Jannah. They will also provide them some guarantees, they hire the imam. They say, okay, we want somebody to fast on our behalf in the month of Ramadan. The caller will say, okay, we will charge you certain amount, and we will hire somebody who will fast on your behalf. The person will say, I want somebody to read the Quran on my behalf in the Taraweeh. They will say, okay, we'll charge somebody, we'll charge you so much, and we'll hire someone. Also, they say, we want somebody who should be crying in the Salah, Taraweeh. We want somebody who would be, pretending to be, a person who is very serious about the Salah and the reading of the Quran. So many things are there. Generally, this person was claiming the things that is only to be done for the sake of Allah, and only the things done by Allah alone. And this number was proving, saying that we can do everything for you. We can buy you the place in the Jannah. We can, protect you, give you guarantee that you won't go to hell. We will give you the guarantee that you will meet Rasulullah, you will walk with so and so, like that. And these are the stupid people. Okay, are we allowed to stay in Bilad-e-Kufr? Okay, this is the question. What is the definition of Bilad-e-Kufr? Bilad is generally understanding the town or the city or the country, and kufr means the disbelief. So land of the kafir, or country of the kafir who do not believe in Islam. I can say that today in the whole world we can't define any country this way, that it is the land of the kafir or the land of the Muslim. Any country that is ruled by Islamic scholars, Islamic Khalifa, Islamic Alim, Islamic Mufti, the whole country is based on Quran and Sunnah totally, and the country is governed by the rules and regulations, halal and haram, punishments and reward, all those kind of things are done by a country according to the Quran and Sunnah. That country is called Islamic country. In other words, if I'm an Indian and if I'm an Indian and I'm a Muslim and I want to travel to that country to stay there, that country should open the doors for me. And if I am in need, the country should provide me everything as a Muslim, like Rasul when he came to Medina. Medina was not a Muslim country at that time when Prophet migrated. But after staying in Medina for a few days, the Muhajirin who migrated from Mecca to Medina, Rasulullah established brotherhood between the people of Mecca and Medina. So the poor Muslims from Mecca were looked after by the Muslims of Medina. But this is nowhere in the country. Like I lived in a country, Arab country, which is 100% according to general understanding supposed to be the Muslim country. I lived there for 36 years. I lived there for 36 years, or you can say like 34 years, and I was considered to be a Muslim, but I was considered to be an expatriate. I have to renew my visa to work there. I have to renew my visa to stay there. And for everything, I had no rights equal to the rights of those citizens of that country. And this is Muslim country, so-called Muslim country. So if you compare the country in UK compared to other Islamic countries, like when you come to this country legally, stay in this country, work for this country, mashallah, and your work permit is genuine, and all the rules and regulations are abide by you properly for 5 years, you get indefinite leave to remain in this country. And then when you get indefinite leave to remain in this country, you get almost all the rights of the citizens here, those who are British in this country. And then after that, you can apply for the British passport. So maybe sixth year or 7th year, you get the British passport. But this is more Islamic than any other country, though this is a Christian country. You can't call this country as a country governed by Islamic Sharia, no. But see the practical, rights given to the people in this country. Hindus, Christians, Muslims, white, black, African, Arabs, anybody from any part of the world. If they stay over here, abide by the law of this country, and they are legal for 5 years, they get the indefinite leave to remain, they get the indefinite leave to remain, and all the dependents who were with them. So many human rights you get in this country after certain years. And you can claim for your rights if you have been betrayed. There's lots of legal law with regards to human respects, human rights. So many things are there which we don't find in any so-called Muslim countries. So if that is your question, are we allowed to stay in a bilad-e-kufr? If this bilad is bilad-e-kufr because it is a Christian country, and if you are asking me, are we allowed to stay in this country, I will say yes, it is better to stay in this country than to stay in any Islamic country if you don't get human rights there. Ridwan, Assalamu alaikum. Is zakat applicable on the money given as loan to another brother, or is it applicable only after you get back the money? No, you have to give the zakat on that money because it is your money and you have to, because if you think you gave this money and you will get it back, so after you have got it back and then you are giving zakat, then you have to give the zakat of the time, since the time you had, given him the loan. That could be 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and it will be difficult for you. So definitely, if you consider that is your wealth and you have given it to him and you are expecting him to return it back to you, then you have to give the zakat and calculate your zakat, the money at the time of zakat, whenever you are giving out zakat of your saving that you have in your hands. If the money is not coming back to you, then definitely, if you are sure that the money will not come back to you, then you don't have to give the zakat for that. And after a few years you got it back, then you have to count. Since the time you did not pay the zakat for that money, you have to count and then you have to give. Okay, can we give charity to a non-Muslim beggar? Yes, as long as the non-Muslim beggar is not asking you for drugs, it's not asking you for, going to the gambling and playing lottery or gambling like that, then alhamdulillah, if he is this beggar, non-Muslim person, not necessarily he has to be a beggar. Any non-Muslim, if he or she is in need and you know that person, alhamdulillah, not charity, even zakat money can be given to that person, alhamdulillah. So, mashallah, these are very serious questions, three or four questions asked by the brothers, mashallah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Yes, my brothers and sisters, this is our live show. Mashallah, you can put your questions, and hopefully all of you are trying to prepare yourself for Ramadan. And also, my brothers and sisters, as I said that every Ramadan, inshallah, whole 29 days or 30 days of Ramadan, I will be coming for half an hour before the iftari, and we'll have a question answer session or some good reminders, or we'll talk something about Quran and Hadith, inshallah. But it will be half an hour show every Ramadan. And also, if you have got any questions, you can use that, inshallah, chat box, or you can use the phone number that is given on the screen. And also, my brothers and sisters, remember that before the iftari, there will be a short reminder in English every day from first day of Ramadan till the end of Ramadan. And also, there will be a reminder in Urdu as well, which will be at 12 p.m., which is afternoon, for our brothers and sisters who are normally, not at work or at their break. So that is also, please make a note of that, and you will, inshallah, benefit from that. And you can join me every day, half an hour before the iftar, inshallah. He is praying in Eidgah Fard. First of all, praying Eid Namaz, it's again the matter of disputes among the scholars whether it is Fard or not. My understanding is, yes, it is Fard. Why? Because Rasulullah has said that when you have Eid day, which is the day of Eid, and it is also on Friday. So one of the prayers if you have offered, then you don't have to pray the other prayer, which means, suppose if Friday is the day of Eid and you have offered Eid, then you just have to pray Zohar, you don't have to pray Friday prayer. And Friday prayer, we know it is Fard. So Eid prayer is Fard. This is one thing. Praying in Eidgah, the place where the Eid is offered, definitely that is the correct sunnah. That is the only sunnah, that Eid Namaz has to be offered in public outside the normal masajid. But since you have asked me this question, our brothers and sisters, may Allah reward them for their good intention and good effort, and Allah accept whatever good they are doing, and Allah forgive them of the haram that they are doing after that. What do I mean by that? In UK we have a system called One Eid system, which means there are people, brothers and sisters, mashallah, get together and they hire the land from the council Borough Council to allow them to pray their Eid prayers. But after the Eid prayers, because these people are, subhanallah, they want to change their lifestyle of Muslim to their own way or new Western style or whatever they like. They have festivals where there will be a mixing of man and woman and so many things. My brothers and sisters, okay, I don't know what is your intention behind that, but it is haram. After the Eid prayer, you people should be going to your houses, going to your relatives, greeting them, meeting them, and mashallah, sharing your happiness. Even those brothers and sisters of yours who are angry or unhappy with you, or they have cut off the relationship with you, this is the right opportunity. Go and meet them and greet them and visit them, like mashallah. But mixing immediately after the Eid prayer, people are going into those festival areas and displeasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's not from Islam. So may Allah reward those brothers and sisters who have organized this sunnah of praying outside the masajid. But at the same time, they have to be careful that if you have one jar of honey and you just drop one drop of urine in that, one drop, the jar is the honey, honey with that jar is of useless to you. Same thing, you have a good intention to do Allah's deen and you do something for Allah's deen, and then you immediately after that you mix haram in that, so it's useless. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not accept it from you. Okay, Assalamu alaikum Sheikh. What does it mean to start getting headaches and vomiting sensation and crying while listening to Quran, be it ruqya or general? What does it mean? It could be anything. It could be, subhanallah, evil eye. A person might be affected with the evil eye and listening to the Quran is helping him to get rid of that. So the person, normally Quran is shifa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in Surah Al-Isra, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَا يَزِيدُ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا خَسَارًا. That we have revealed this Quran and it has got many verses in the Quran which is shifa, remedy, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the Quran has got shifa in it and it is a mercy to those who believe in it, and it won't help the people who do wrong except the loss in their life. So this is very clear that listening to the Quran, if a person is affected and any evil sign appears, then he should or she should check this thing again. Because if this thing is happening again and again, then definitely a person can be possessed by the jinn. A jinn could be inside the person and that jinn is getting affected while listening to the Quran. Or it could be somebody, subhanallah, affected with the black magic or magic spell. So this person should try again and again to check that person by itself. Somebody is called Sana Khan. Sana Khan, this is mashallah Islamic channel and this is Islamic show. And if you are, I don't know if you are Muslim or not, but if you are Muslim, then please greet us with salam and you will get the reward for that and we will get the reward for that. So hi is not our etiquette of Muslims. If you are Muslim, then hi is not our etiquette to greet another Muslim. What is Islamic ruling for menstruation for a woman for more than 7 days in Ramadan relative to fasting and prayer? See, more than 7 days, there is no guarantee to that. Women can have more than 7 days, more than 10 days, more than 15 days. But these days are her normal days or not? Because the women, if they are regularly in their regular monthly cycle, if their average days are 7 days or 10 days, and in the month of Ramadan, if they have exceeded that, then definitely those average days should be counted as the days of menstruation, and remaining days she should be considering herself as a clean woman. She should take bath and she should pray and fast. And if it is more than 7 days and it was like a normal, sometimes she used to have 10 days, 8 days in her other months, So these days should be counted as the days of menstruation. She should not pray, she should not fast. But if it is going against her normal days, then definitely she should take bath and she should fast and start praying, even though she is bleeding, because it's not the menstruation, it's a illness. As an example, if a person wants to give person C some money as sadaqah, so gives it to person B, and B tells B to give it to a person C, will it to person C, will C B also get the same reward of giving sadaqah? Anybody, my brother, mashallah, is A, B, C. I'm telling you, all A also will get this reward, B also will get the reward, and C also will be getting the reward. But B will get more reward because through the B, A is getting benefit and C is getting benefit. If B has the intention to give sadaqah using the money from A, the first thing is that if B has taken loan from A, and if he wants to give, the B has to give, sadaqah to someone else, that is, I don't know what was his intention to take the loan in the first place. If he has taken the loan from someone to give that loan to some other people as sadaqah, nobody will get the reward. The one who gave the loan will get the reward because he's helping B. But B will not get the reward if he is taking loan to give sadaqah to other people. No. Because first of all, loan is not something that is encouraged in our Islam. Loan should not be taken for unless the person is really in need. And if a person has got some loan from someone and afterwards if he has got some extra money left after he has fulfilled his needs, then the first thing is he should or she should return the additional money back to the person who lended him the money. And from that he can give sadaqah as well. Okay, no need to be sorry, my sister or brother, Sana Khan. It's all right, it is just advice like a father figure. I would like to advise everyone the same. Okay, Sayyid Kareem, I hope I didn't confuse you. Definitely, my brother, you confused me, but as I said that, taking loan to give sadaqah won't benefit. People are taking loan to go for Hajj. I think it is not good. It's not correct. People are taking loan to go for Umrah. I think it is wrong. People are taking loan and trying to do rituals, Islamic rituals. I think this is wrong. It is not correct in Islam and it won't bring you any benefit in that. Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, uncle, okay. Beta, no problem, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan. It's always, as a father figure, I would always like to advise the brothers and sisters. And I'm straightforward. If I have to say it in front of anybody, I will say it. Alhamdulillah. Salam, Sheikh. When is Ramadan and living in the UK, why do people follow the moon in another country, that is Saudi Arabia? Okay, see, there is, I always advise the Muslim brothers and sisters that any part of the world, when somebody is announcing, there is no need for that. UK people all over UK can follow one sighting. Because see, just before Ramadan, like today, how are we praying? We are praying based on the calculation that we have. When do we start our Maghrib today? When we hear the adhan of the Maghrib. So how immediately that changes the next day when the Ramadan starts? If the Ramadan is today, the Shaban is 29 or 29, the next day could be 30th of Shaban or 1st of Ramadan. But people are, getting confused and waiting for this sighting and that sighting, subhanallah. Why to do that? Why can't we just go by all the Muslim scholars of UK? Why can't they understand this? That if the whole month or every day before Ramadan is properly counted and for all 5 daily prayers are offered on time, Maghrib is on Maghrib time, Isha is on Isha time, Fajr and on Isha time, Fajr time, then why immediately at the beginning of Ramadan and it's the end of Shaban we have this kind of a confusion? And why people are only picking up on Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia is not our criteria. Our criteria is the crescent. And if the people of UK have got this, facilities to see it, then see it. If they don't have the facilities, then the days that they were counting for Shaban, that is the criteria for every Muslim. In Rasulullah has said in Hadith in Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, all the books of Hadith, that count 29 days of Shaban and then look for the sighting on the 29th day after the Maghrib. If you can't find it, you can't see the crescent due to any reason, then complete it as 30 days. So we know Shaban, we are counting Shaban. So the people from UK, all the scholars from UK, they can say, okay, today is Shaban, 29th of Shaban, and if they find the crescent is seen. If it is not seen, they should all together unanimously they should agree to that this is 29th today and we couldn't find the crescent, so tomorrow we will complete 30 days of Shaban, and the following day after that, the day after tomorrow will be first day of Ramadan. Finish. There is no need to say we are following this or that. But unfortunately, Shaitan is changed, and the Shaitan is playing the policy of the non-Muslims that divide and rule. They divide these people, go away from them, divide them, and then you can afterwards rule them whatever the way you like, because they're already divided. Okay, I have a question. Yes, not a loan if he was told to give to another person. Yes, if somebody is helping somebody indirectly and saying, okay, like somebody says, okay, Brother AbdulMajid is in need, and he went to another person directly without mentioning me that he is talking on my behalf, and then that person listens to him and gives me. So yes, the middle person gets more, he gets more reward for that. When Ramadan starts, what time do we have to wake up Fajr? Same timing. Ramadan will be, hopefully, because I don't know what the scholars have decided this evening. We will know certainly about it, but definitely, as the brother has said, Saudi government has announced that they could not find this crescent, so they are going to start first Ramadan on Monday. So that means tomorrow will be our last day of Shaban if we follow Saudi Arabia. So according to that, because most of these people will announce, so I don't want to go into that. I follow by the majority of the scholars who declare in UK. So I'll go by that, because I don't have any access to the sighting of the moon. So I go by the majority, because Rasulullah has said, Sumu hina yasumun nas, waftaru hina yafturun nas. I go by this hadith, that fast when the people are fasting, and celebrate Eid when people are celebrating Eid. Bismillah. So this is my answer to you, my daughter, mashallah Sana, that subhanallah, I don't know. We have to go by the announcement that will be made in UK. And the timing of Fajr is normal, same timing. There will be only a difference of 1 minute. We will have to just delay 1 more minute. It will be 1 minute ahead of our normal timing. So for example, if it is 3:38, if the adhan is, then it will be 3:37 the next day. Like that. In summers, the days will be, the nights will be shorter and the days will be longer. So that's the only normal days that we have. We can easily count the days just before 1 day or 2 days before what we had the timing. Okay, Zakat is first, once a year. So is there any particular month to pay it? See, the time when you are eligible to pay Zakat, that is the time it starts for you. Maybe somebody has got Zakat money or the saving on Monday. Maybe a person has got on Tuesday. So his year will start from Tuesday. Your Zakat day will start from Monday. So that is every year. But people sometimes what they do, to get more reward, they fix it in the month of Ramadan. But if they have once started in the month of Ramadan and still they have the saving for the next Ramadan, then they can continue with that and it is inshallah accepted. There is no harm in that. Okay, can a bride or a bridegroom delay consummation of nikah for many weeks or even many months? It can be throughout their life, but what's the point of the marriage then? Because when the bride and bridegroom they are doing this kind of thing, there could be some serious reason behind that. Still, you are telling me the question about bridegroom and bride. There are subhanallah people who are not even yet married. They are just only on the discussion of going to be married, and they talk at night, midnight, and subhanallah do haram chattings and looking at each other and thinking and giving compliments, stupid titles, and these are all totally haram. And how they're gonna face themselves when they will have their own children in the future and their children will do the same thing, subhanallah. So there is no restriction to that, but it is not safe, because this kind of restriction of nikah and consummation, I don't know, maybe they are students, maybe they are not, Bismillah. Maybe they are students, maybe they are not yet have the accommodation where they can live together, or maybe they do not have the rukhsati done, or all that kind of things, but it is allowed inshallah. If you need to perform the sajda of forgiveness, is it done before or after salam at the end? Sajda of forgiveness is not related to the salah. Sajda of forgiveness you can ask any time, even when you are not praying. Alhamdulillah. Is there a salah tawbah? Is this a salah proven? And salatul tawbah is mentioned, alhamdulillah, and it is like you can pray 2 rakat and you can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you. It is done, alhamdulillah, it is known, and it is not something that is 2 rakat and then at the end you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you. And this is also like the one brother who is saying sajda's forgiveness, it has to be the whole salah, and the dua of forgiveness can be asked inshallah. Sajda for forgetfulness, yes, both ways are correct. I know you meant to ask that one, alhamdulillah. Sajda of forgetfulness can be done before the salam and after the salam, but I prefer that don't go into the classification of the scholars when they say if you have added something in your namaz, then you have to do the salam first and then 2 sajdas after the salam. The once you have completely come out of the prayer, then you do 2 sajdas because you added something. Like instead of sitting in the 4th rakat, you stood up for the 5th rakat and then you added this one. Or you already did tashahud in the 2nd rakat, then you sat in the 3rd rakat, then you sat in the 4th rakat, then so they are saying you have added so many things. So then your sajda should be to sajda sahu will be after your salam. And the scholars who say like instead of praying 4 rakat, you sat in the 3rd rakat and then you realize this is your rakat, you missed it and 1 rakat is missing, so you have reduced something, then you are making it up 1 more rakat. So this is called reducing or decreasing something in the salah. So you do this. It's very simple, my brothers and sisters, whatever you remember, because don't confuse yourself. Is it added? Is it decreased? So it's better before the salam, after you finish your tahiyyat, your tashahud and durud and dua, then do 2 sajdas. After 2 sajdas, then assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, finish. Alhamdulillah, that's the easiest way. As in you read 3 rakat instead of 4. Yeah, the salam should be, the sajda should be before your salah. How old do you have to be to start praying? Normal for the male, there are some signs when you reach the age of puberty. The women, the girls, when they start having their menstrual cycle, they should be fasting because now they are considered to be women. Though they may be young, but they are counted as people who are like a man and woman. Same thing with the men, the boys, when they have the complete distinguishing between the male sex and the female sex, and they have some signs appearing like a mustache on their hair, or age of puberty, whatever the age of puberty is there, that's the criteria in Islam. A man or a woman, a boy or a girl reaches the age of puberty, they should fast and pray. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I have incurred heavy loss in business and have become makruz and unable to make ends meet. I live in Mumbai, India. It's very embarrassing to ask zakah. Brother, alhamdulillah, I cannot help you in this, Firoz Deshmukh. You have to, speak to the community people there, inshallah, and your imam or other people can help you in that. I cannot say anything about this because normally I don't, request people, or I feel embarrassed myself, requesting people to help somebody unless they know somebody by themselves. Alhamdulillah. I named my daughter Aish instead of Aisha because Prophet Muhammad ﷺ calling her, yeah, that's okay, Aish, no problem. It's not a bad name, it is a good name, and this Aish can be said in the love and affection. A few brothers have asked me whether I am eligible for zakat. Definitely you are eligible of zakat if you are struggling to make your living. Yes, definitely. I'm not even able to manage my monthly rents and expenses. Yes, my brother Firoz, you are eligible for zakat. And all those brothers who are watching me now on TV, YouTube channel, please, if you have a direct contact with Brother Firoz, then try to study his case and help him out. If you can, give him his zakat and give him your sadaqat, inshallah. Barakallah fiqh. So this is my advice to all my brothers and sisters. MashaAllah, it's a good show. I thought that the people are just sleeping and people may be not interested in joining me. But MashaAllah, after a few minutes, the barakah started, MashaAllah. Is it okay to completely avoid people who annoy you? As the Prophet ﷺ left his wife for a month after a disagreement? No, see, Prophet ﷺ's going away from his wife, it was a different issue. This annoying is not something that is. There was an issue raised for his wife, and that it wasn't clear. And Prophet ﷺ was just, didn't want to face her, or she doesn't want to face till, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends the correct solution. Because Rasul ﷺ was not amongst those who used to go to soothsayers or magicians or Baba Sahib and Peer Sahib to get the solution. And people definitely, they had these issues, they didn't want, people, Rasulullah to live in peace with his family. And definitely he had more than one wives. And these wives were naturally jealous of each other, so they can spread more and more rumors and they can add more and more stories to each other's thing, just to, influence the case and to add fuel to fire. So that was the only reason Rasulullah didn't want to approach. But Rasulullah did not say that I'm divorcing you. Rasulullah did not say that, I'm not going to talk to you forever or something like that. No. Yeah, as far as your question is concerned, Brother Sayyid, definitely I can say that it is, first of all, we should not cut from those people who cut from us. Rasulullah has encouraged us, and see, all of his life, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he lived amongst those people. Some of them, they really helped him. Some of them, they were really bad to him. So we know this, alhamdulillah. So, but he didn't run away from them. He didn't, be bad. He didn't show bad reaction to them. They tried to abuse him. They tried to accuse him. They were putting so many allegations against him. And they said so many things that they behaved to the worst they could to Rasulullah. But Rasulullah did not run away from them just because they were annoying him. Instead, a very famous story of a woman, she used to throw the garbage and the, rubbish on the way where Rasulullah used to normally walk or pass by. And one day this wasn't there. And Rasulullah inquired that what happened, maybe this woman is not well, or maybe somebody is, something happened to her. So he went and visited her. So this is how our Prophet is, that he would not, cut the relationship because somebody was hating him, somebody was bad to him. Instead, there are plenty of examples. Rasulullah even used to visit the sick who were non-Muslims. Like a Yahudi's child was in his neighborhood, he was ill, and Prophet paid the visit to him. So this is how we should be, alhamdulillah. As long as something becomes physical threat to us, then we should avoid, and we should even take this help of the securities. Is it compulsory for a woman to wear socks while praying? Yes. If she can't cover her feet from her top garments, then definitely she had to wear something that would cover her feet while she is praying, and that the best is the socks. And socks, sometimes you have to remember, sometimes socks will be having pictures of cartoons and pictures of human beings. So those kind of things, those kind of socks should be avoided as much as possible. My brothers and sisters, let me announce again, every Ramadan, every day of Ramadan, there will be 3 things will happen, inshallah, which will be throughout the month. There will be my Urdu reminder for 2-3 minutes every day at 12 p.m. for the brothers and sisters who are at home or they are at break. So that will be my Urdu reminder. So if your mothers, your brothers, your sisters, India and Pakistan, wherever they are, if they are there, just tell them that watch my program, my reminder every day in Urdu at 12 p.m., which is afternoon timing of UK. And the second thing, inshallah, every day there will be, before the iftari, just before the iftari, there will be a short reminder in English for 2 to 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that, every day. But before the reminder, there will be a live show of mine like this one. There will be a live show of mine, which will be just before, like half an hour before the iftari. And we will have a question answers, or we'll discuss something serious that could help us, inshallah, with our iman. And I prefer that we should try to learn Quran as much as possible, even at that particular time. But if you will be having any questions, you can join me. And this will be regular on Saturday, inshallah. Next Saturday again, in the month of Ramadan, I will be, inshallah, covering this show as well at 7 o'clock. Jazakumullah khairan, barakallah fikum.